All right, there you go. Finally, okay. Welcome back to Show Is Not Growers. That is definitely the name. Today we haven't got Jack again because he's fucking preppy and he's lazy. No, I'm joking. No, we just don't have Jack for obvious reasons, right? If I was, 2 weeks out, I would be probably flat on the floor by 7 o'clock. So yeah, how has your week been, Camille?
Do you know what? Jack's on a repeat today, so I think he's gonna have a lot of fun. But
Lazy shit. I'm joking.
unbelievable. No, I'm joking. But my week's been all right. I'd love to say something interesting, but as a bodybuilder, like the more autonomous and basic your week is, the better it is. I was saying to Jack the other day because he was like, "I would love to make this gaining phase more interesting for you." But it is just, yeah, same again, same again, same again every single week. And I'm like, but if you flip that, that's a good thing because it means what we're already doing is fantastic. If we don't need to make any drastic changes, then yeah, let's just keep doing it. And I think there is a certain level of enjoyment in autonomy and the boring stuff in bodybuilding because realistically, you do the boring stuff for a really long fucking period of time, you're going to get whacked. Like that's how you put on significant amount of tissue. So yeah, it's just vibing. It was quite interesting. This morning's check-in shots, I compared it to 2 weeks ago, which was when we started this push-up phase, and I am drastically leaner and 4 pounds heavier. So
Bro's just cheating. Bro's
yeah,
turn
I said to Jack, I was like, Jack, please, like let's actually push up now because this is just fucking pointless. I'm getting in condition when I'm meant to be putting on fat. So I think we're gonna put some changes in tomorrow and put more food in. Apparently, instead of the one muffin, I'm gonna have 3 now.
Fuck's sake. I
No,
wish.
I'm joking.
You know what? I wish I
I'm
could have
joking.
post workout sticky toffee pudding. That would go crazy post workout, mate. Oh my god, unreal.
Fucking hell. But yeah, I think business is going nice. I've had quite a few inquiries for rehab, which is quite cool. I'm with the roster I have currently, I have like majority of my clients in physique now. About a couple months ago, I had mostly of my clients in rehab, so I'm kind of yo-yoing between the two, but still very much enjoying both aspects and seeing how I can kind of merge things and bring my own sort of take on bodybuilding and coaching using obviously rehab. So yeah, apart from that, been pretty good. What about you, mate?
Mate, that is fantastic. Yeah, I'm just before I get into my week, I'm going to touch on what you said there. Where when you get like you sit down and do a check and it's like, well, kind of same again next week, as if I know it's like a coaching kind of no go. People think, but to be honest, mate, when people are doing the right things, there are going to be some check-ins. You sit down, you're like, same again next week, man. Like Matt Clasper's a real good example of mine, mate. He literally. I could probably predict his body weight today, what it's going to be like in a week, because he's just so consistent. His body weight just ticks up by like 0.1 pounds every 2 days. It's literally perfect, mate. And I'm like, mate, same again next week, right? His check-ins are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. But yeah, it's quite cool when you get clients like that. And obviously you're someone who holds themselves up to a high standard, so you're going to get check-ins like that until you then double your clen and fucking do everything. And that's going to be interesting check-ins. But anyway, my week's been fucking good. I splashed a lot of cash on a camera. So little camera here. So I'll be, could potentially, people have been asking for a YouTube. I got asked for a YouTube the other day by 2 people. And I was like, that's kind of a sign. I think people want to hear what I need to waffle about. So I'm happy to do that, to be honest. But mostly just bought it for posing reels, posing education, and just education in general, which will be pretty damn cool. I've also got a setup where in my posing halls now, I've got this camera. So the desk tech camera I've got set up here, and then I'll have this camera on a tripod, and I can press a button, and it'll change to that camera, and then I'll have my black backdrop, and I can pose in front of them to show like what I need to do instead of just doing it quite unprofessionally on a desktop camera, which is kind of cool, to be honest. I'm going to be looking forward to that. The only bad thing is the lighting comes through the window, and my window looks directly out onto the street. So I've had about 4 people walk past when I'm fully in my underpants. No one's looked yet, which is good. I'm going to give an old lady a heart attack one day, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I've been good. I've been doing good. Probably actually the other highlight the week of my week, which you're probably going to be like, you're probably going to believe me for, is men's physique posing, mate. I started men's physique posing. It's quite good. It's quite fun. it's an interesting one because it's kind of the opposite of classic posing, right? Obviously, let's ignore the obvious about the legs and stuff like that. But a lot of classic poses, like your midsection, right? You're never really flexing it, but so you're often vacuuming or you're just elongating your torso, right, to help you taper. But in men's physique, you're just always on your abs. It's a completely different thing. Like when I first got into the call with Shay, I was constantly just vacuuming because that's the only thing I knew how to do, or at least I just would, autonomously do that because I do it every single day. So now my days are going to start off with one round of men's physique posing, one classic, one bodybuilding. So, mate, yeah, I'm going to be fucking on it. I'm going to be on it. So yeah, that's been my week without waffling on too much. I already have. But some pretty exciting plans in place with Tom as well. So I'll be prepping next year, which is going to be pretty good. Doing all three of the ones that I've just spoke about. So yeah, mate, it's going to be pretty cool. Wish I went this year with you guys, but it's fine. I'm going to have a back next year, so that'll be good. That's go.
Actually really big news that you're competing next year. Have you? What time of year would you want to compete? At the start or the end?
Probably back half. Yeah, just give myself enough time to grow, and also a lot of the competitive shows are then. I don't want to step on stage and have no one come up with me. Like I'd rather get dicked by some massive guy, and at least be that sounds crazy. Pause. Resume. No, but I'd rather get into like some competitive lineup than just be against some guy who doesn't really want to be there. I'd rather lose than win with no kind of respect on my name. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a lot more confident in my physique now. I think if I stepped on stage this year, I wouldn't be confident. But to be honest, now coming out of this diet, I know I've gained muscle. I'm very, very happy with the way I look. I just need a back, so that is going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's big news.
What in terms of, and this is me just being a bit inquisitive, but like I'm assuming this next sort of off-season gaining phase that you have is aimed at growing your back specifically.
So yeah, it's more kind of Tom kind of put it. We need a little bit more top line, so that's kind of like the secondary focus. But it's more just posterior as a whole. So glute, hamstring, back. It's just something that I think from, especially with my back, it's been a real struggle to train my back because like I had an operation when I was younger through my lat. So it's kind of made back training quite tricky. I can never really feel the right side of my back. So it's quite hard to kind of, it's got them little things where you want to adjust something, you're doing a chest press and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel right. I don't get that. So obviously that's going to lead to a little less hypertrophy over a long run. So I'm not surprised it's a weak point, but I will bring it up and it'll be absolutely fine. I'm loving posterior training as well. It's not that I don't enjoy posterior training, which you sometimes find someone who has a weak body part, they just don't enjoy training it. But I love training posterior, so that's going to be pretty good. And I'm just looking forward to getting strong as fuck on hip thrusts, RDLs and stuff like that, mate. So that's the aim, and we've upped my frequency to 5 times a week training, and I've got another. So I'm doing torso, limbs, rest, torso, limbs. And then I've got a like kind of chest, back, and delts day on Sundays, which I go to like a. So up here we've got this thing called One Gym, which is kind of like your gym group, but a bit better. It's like Panata and stuff like that. And mate, it's so odd. I've gone from like a bodybuilding gym, like Viking Gym Hebburn is like a proper bodybuilding gym, and then I go into there and it's like people just on their phones. It's such an odd kind of experience, but it's fun. It's fun. I actually don't feel tiny in that gym as well, which is cool. W. But yeah, that is the plans. That's the plans right now. So I'm waffling tonight. So please feel free to shut me up.
No, 100%. So we are going down to Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham.
Yeah. So very exciting stuff. I haven't had any social interaction with anyone apart from my missus and my parents since January. So it's going to be very interesting what it's like to be around other human beings that aren't my missus. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep my hands to myself. I'm joking.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. I have very, very fond memories of the previous competitive season. Us going down every single weekend because Nat was competing, staying in Airbnbs, just having a blast. Like there is something so euphoric about linking up with your boys who are on the exact same shit that you are on, and just spending a weekend away together in a gaff, just fucking around and just having fun. And I think every single year, as the academy grows and we have more athletes competing, and suddenly we have multiple athletes across different categories at the same show, like that's when things will start to get really, really fun. I had like this envisionment of us in a couple of years' time where we have like an Airbnb of like 4 or 5 athletes competing at the show the day after. We've got like different stations. So we have Jack, which is the visual coach, if there's any changes that need to be made. Then we've got your station, which is like for posing, where they go in for a little top up. And then they've got my station where it's like, oh, what? The scap's restricted. Cool. Hop on the bed. They'll release it. So it's like they're rotating between the 3 stations before the night before they step on stage. And then they have the best sort of treatment before they go on. So that'll be pretty fucking cool. But yeah, really, really excited. Shaq looks fucking ridiculous.
He looks fucking dumb right now.
Like, actually fucking ridiculous. I'm even more excited to see what he looks like in person, because I know previously Jack looks way bigger in person than he does on pictures anyway. So I don't think I've ever seen someone that lean in the flesh.
Yeah.
At least not someone that I'm really close with. So that's going to be pretty fucking cool. Like actually seeing visible glute striations and roadmap veins from his big toe all the way up to his forehead.
Big toe.
But I think it's like 5 or 6 people staying. So it's
I think it's 6 in it. I'm pretty sure.
So Aaron's not staying, but he's coming for the day because obviously he lives in Brum. So it's me, Aaron, Neo, you. That's 4. Jack, Luke, and Luke's client, I believe.
Yeah, Bailey. Bailey is a lovely guy.
Yeah, so I think that's 6 or 7. So that's going to be really interesting. I think we're all linking up to train on the Friday to give Jack some breathing space in the gaff, because obviously with all of us there who haven't seen each other in a couple months, we're going to be yapping each other's ears off. So I can imagine Jack probably needs some peace and quiet. So yeah, we're going to go and train. That's going to be really, really fucking interesting. I think a copious amount of caffeine is going to be consumed that day. I also have to have a takeaway as well, so I'm going to have to sneak out and not tell anyone, because Neo's in prep, Aaron's in prep. I'm in the off season technically, but really in prep. And then what's his name? Obviously Jack's competing the day after, so I don't even want them to smell whatever the fuck I'm having. I'm just gonna like have a shower as soon as I get back, so they can't smell it. But yeah, so really, really fucking exciting stuff, man. Really, really exciting.
Yeah, mate, it's going to be fucking class. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't been around like proper bodybuilders as well in a very, very long time. I think I chatted about this the other day, but like I've just got fucking no one up here, mate. Like it makes me sound fucking lonely. But no, I've literally there's just not that many people up here. I think like kind of in the Midlands, that's where all the bodybuilders are, it feels like. So I'm really looking forward to being around everyone. And I remember like when we went for Nat's show, oh my God, how good that was. I'm so looking forward to it. And mate, obviously seeing Jack in person the other week, he's leaner now, which is crazy. Like, mate, honestly, I've never seen someone that lean in person. It's mad. Even though he thinks he's probably fat at the moment, he is fucking not. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him, because mate, we're going to be so proud of him when he steps on the stage and he's confident, and we know he's going to be confident, and we're going to make him confident because he deserves to be. He's putting all the hard work. He's not only a fantastic coach, he's a fucking fantastic athlete as well. I think he's proved that to himself this prep. And mate, if my prep goes like his, I'm fucking happy, and that's a compliment to him. So yeah, really, really looking forward to it. And we'll get some in-person posing sessions going as well. I think I've got one with Aaron, I've got one with Neo as well, which are both my posing clients who are, I think, 18 and 19 weeks out, or something around then. So we've still got plenty of time. But yeah, I'm gonna be cooking Aaron's routine up as well, which is going to be pretty fun. Really looking forward to that. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fucking good. We did put some Q&As up, so we can finish off with that, mate. But in terms of kind of what was I going to say, in terms of your prep, how are things actually moving along? I know you're in the off season right now, but in terms of posing, in terms of mindset, how are you actually feeling? Like, because I'm sure, like with Jack going on stage, you've kind of got that itch now. You're like, oh my, I reckon as soon as Jack goes on stage, you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's gonna be me. Let's go. Like, how are you feeling right now? Anything and everything.
I'm I'm gonna be completely honest. I've had a bit of a shock, not shock, but I've had a bit of a stumble this week.
Yeah.
I've looked at some of my physique shots, my fastest shots, and like I genuinely do not believe that that is me. Like my perception of what I look like to other people and what I look like on stage is completely watered because I've grown so quickly. So like I'll look at my shots and I'm like, that's not what I look like. It's just lighting, or that's not what I look like. It must just be food, or that's not what I look like. I probably just got pumped. Like every time I look at my physique, it's just complete like negligence and just I can't really understand that that's what I look like. So like I've genuinely started trying to pose in like the worst lighting possible, in the worst angles possible, and trying to pose shit in order to see what I look like. And it's just a complete head fuck because I'm almost trying to make myself look bad in order to be in line with what I think I look like, rather than accepting that I just have gotten bigger, which is really weird. I've never gone through anything like this. But luckily, obviously, the missus there is there on the sidelines being like, yeah, you're wow. So that has definitely helped. But apart from that, it is just ticking the boxes. Like as much as I can get in my own head and have these peaks and troughs psychologically, like I always just get it done regardless. And how I feel is sort of external to bodybuilding. It doesn't influence what I have to get done on a daily basis. So it has just been a question of just like ticking the boxes, waiting for Jack's feedback. Jack largely saying, okay, same, go again. Me being like, okay, Sam, we're doing things really, really well. Training is the best it has ever been for a while. Considering I'm probably about 8 or 9 pounds from my heaviest, already doing more weight than I was doing at my heaviest, which is really, really cool. I definitely do have that itch to compete. Like I really, really, it's just like because it's been so long in the making and you've put so much effort into it, it's almost like, oh, it's time to like prove myself and earn the right to call myself a bodybuilder. That's the best way I would describe it. It's not that I'm not a bodybuilder. I've lived like one for the past 6 years, but I think it's almost like a rite of passage for me to be like, I am a competitive bodybuilder. I do this not just as a lifestyle, but actually in order to step on stage, live the process, and do bodybuilding to its full capacity. And I think that's sort of the main thing driving me, is just actually living the process and seeing how much I've improved in the past like 1 to 2 years since my last diet. Yeah,
man. I mean, that's it's a good place to be in. I get, like, I've never really heard of, well, I have, but kind of the reverse, right? So most people look at their photos and like, oh, they're like, oh, that's shit, mate. That's not me. Them fasted photos are really shit. Bro's got the opposite problem, but it's still a problem. I understand that. Like, I think your perception is warped at the moment, because I feel like as anyone, not even just bodybuilders, everyone's quite self-critical, right? It's very, very easy to be self-critical. And I think that just gets escalated in a sport where it's very, very vain, because it is, at the end of the day, you're often looking at yourself, you're often right, oh, this bicep looks pretty fucking big compared to this one, whatever. You're kind of comparing stuff all the time. And that leads to you comparing yourself to yourself quite a lot of the time. And I think the biggest thing for you, mate, is just removing the expectation of that. Like, generally just taking the photos, putting the camera down. Like, who cares if you look fucking mint, if you look shit, mate? Because you will look mint on stage. You will. It's going to happen, right? You've lived like a bodybuilder for six years, like you say. That's not gonna make you look shit on stage, is it? If you live like a fat ass for 6 years, I mean, I'd probably have a little chat to you and be like, mate, you probably shouldn't step on stage. But maybe not. So you've done the work, right? It's just to continue doing the work throughout this prep, and then you'll be in a really good position. You just will. It's not a question of if, it's just when. So yeah, and I mean, Jack's got you as well, mate. He's proved he can do it himself, and he's proved time and time again he can get people lean, mate. You've been lean with him before. You're going to be fucking lean with way more muscle this time, so the condition's going to be absolutely mad. I'm just looking forward for you to post your stage shots compared to your off season. That would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think my prep has been really weird to manage for quite a few reasons. Obviously, the actual physical dieting food aspect, but also the psychological aspect. I also realized that I was almost getting imposter syndrome because I was like begging Jack to push me. I was like, I'm at about like 20% capacity. Jack was like, you're losing weight. You're already way ahead of where you need to be. And I was like, bruv, this is too easy. This doesn't feel like prep. Like, can I do some cardio? Can you drop my food? All of this. And again, like it's relatively rare for someone in prep to be asking to do more unless they already know they are, for example, diced and they're willing to suffer more. But like after the first 2 weeks, it was like every single week increasing food, less cardio, drop cardio, increasing food, refeeds twice a week. Here's a fucking muffin, have that post-workout. Like it's been continuously becoming easier and easier. And it got to a point where it's like, Jack, like I don't feel like this is hard enough. Because ultimately the reason like a lot of us bodybuild is because it's hard, but it's hard for different reasons for different people. One person might say bodybuilding is hard because they suffer with cravings. Another person might not have any issues with cravings at all, but they might have an issue with cardio. Another person might have an issue with training, for example, because they keep getting injured. So hard in bodybuilding is relative to the individual. And I think in my case, it's hard psychologically because I get the imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I always want to do more. But also understanding that doing more isn't going to be positively reflective on my physique. So again, the best bit of advice I can give is just like, don't compare your process to anyone else's. And I know how easy it is for me to say that and sit on my high horse, but like it truly is you against you. And yeah, the nature of bodybuilding is to step on stage and stand against other individuals and compare body parts and shape and whatever. But ultimately you can only do that as best as you can do. Like whether you work 100% or 110% or 130%, like you've done as much as you can do, right? If another person is simply better on the day, they're simply better on the day. Like you can just do better next time around. So like don't compare your process to someone else and be like, oh, they have it so hard because they have to do this, or they have it so easy because he gets to eat a muffin every single week. Yeah, probably. Like I get that, but like doesn't mean that person doesn't suffer in bodybuilding any less or any more than you do. And even if they did, why do you care?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think one thing that I actually learned from Tom, it's something he's got up in Intent, and I looked at it and I was like, that's such a fucking good quote just for anyone, whether you're a bodybuilder, just someone who's just trying to lose weight, whatever. It's don't lower your expectations, raise your standards. And you can apply that to fucking everything. Like it's so easy to lower expectations when things are going wrong. They're being hard, right? You're in a diet, you're hungry. It's so easy to lower your expectations and fucking go and binge or go and eat because, mate, and trust me, them people that you think are like top class coaches, they have them thoughts, or top class athletes, they'll have them thoughts, but whether they act on them thoughts is two different things, or whether they act on that thought is a different thing, right? And majority of them won't, unless you're like the odd random Russian guy who gets to eat 17 million blueberry muffins and still get lean. So yeah, I wish. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, and that's something I'm going to carry throughout my prep. I think when times get hard in the past, I very much relied on kind of like, I don't know, like out external stuff, so like gaming and stuff, and like eating as well. I think a lot of people can relate to that, right? That helps me feel happy. But throughout this diet especially, I've learned to control that, and it's really like whenever I'm doing that, and whenever I'm on when I'm on it, it really corresponds to business as well. Like I'm 100% on it. I can say for the past like 4 months I've been 100% on it now, and I've never seen the growth and return in my business. Right, it's mental. My clients have noticed it as well, which I'm not afraid to admit. Right, before I moved up here, I was a bit unhappy. Now I'm up here, fucking mint, mate. I'm loving it. It's corresponding to my clients and my own progress, which is great. So yeah, did you want to move on to some questions, or do you want to delve? I could delve into prep or whatever. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's move on to the questions because I think we've got quite a few to run through.
Yeah, well, let's have a little look. So you can go first. I've actually got one for you on mine. It was about something to do with physio, so I'm presuming it's not me. So we'll have a little look. So if you want to go first on one, I'll follow up. Okay, I've got
best
crazy.
Best protein for digestion.
Best protein for digestion, the one that digests well. Try it, see how it feels, see how it sits, and go from there. And it really does depend on the amount as well, mate. I'm presuming the person who asked this, you can check their profile. Are they a beginner? Or are they older? You know what I mean? Like, are they more
I
experienced?
assume beginner because they don't have many gym photos.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I'll give one bit of advice, and then you can probably give one advice. Is if you're worried about digestion this early on, all I would say is have a look at the food that you're eating now, right? Are you eating, 4 meals a day? Are you eating 5? Are you eating 3? Are you eating way too many times in a day? Are you eating way too much protein for yourself? You've got to experiment with these things first before you even look at food sources, because like if you're eating, I don't know, if your meal timings aren't really that standardized, you're eating, 1 hour after your last meal and then 5 hours, that's probably going to be the cause of your digestional upset, not the food. And then you can go from there. But you can, if you've got a little tip, you can say it as well.
I think when it comes to these things, there's a lot of information online that potentially may be misleading. So I think that genuinely the best bit of advice I can give is just talk to someone who knows their shit, because giving out advice, even when it's this basic, can be very subjective, because ultimately, yeah, the best protein for digestion is the one that you digest the best. But to have someone sit down and actually go through, like, okay, what have you previously eaten? How did you feel after this? How much of it did you eat, for example? What else did you have with that meal? Maybe your fats were too high and that slowed down your digestion, for example. Like, if it is something that you are generally struggling with and it is halting your progress and you have tried multiple things and it hasn't been fixed, just talk to someone that knows their shit, because even just getting a second opinion that is objective rather than subjective, your opinion might be clouded by emotion, which a lot of the time as athletes we experience, first-handed. I will say that myself. And getting someone who can look at your process from an outside perspective is really fucking beneficial.
Get coaching. Yeah, there you go. Get the plug-in. Link in bio.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. Digestion is such a sensitive, pardon the pun, like sensitive subject as well. Like so many people online are talking about it now. They're more stressed about their digestion, which is causing fucking bad digestion. It's actually crazy. But anyway, do you want to say another one? Because I feel like you've got more questions than me potentially.
Well, I've got quite a few actually.
Oh, go on.
Most controversial opinion. I'm assuming this is related to bodybuilding.
I hope so, because that could be a bit crazy.
Start talking about politics, like
oh, fuck, I would instantly
fuck labor.
Fuck's sake. All right, do you have a controversial opinion when it comes to bodybuilding?
I feel like we've had this question last week, didn't we?
We did. I'm trying to think.
It was like a hot take.
Yeah, kind of a hot take.
Just said something about science-based and bro lifting.
Yeah, we did. We did, didn't we? I'm trying to think of one. You can ask another question before I think of one. But oh well, actually, fucking everyone says chest is the best muscle group to train. I fucking disagree. I actually put it at the bottom. I fucking hate training chest. That's my controversial opinion. I don't know what it is. Probably because I got a shit chest. No, but like I just really enjoy training other muscle groups more than it. People say arms is last. I wouldn't even put it last. I think biceps over triceps first of all. But yeah, I don't know. That's my controversial opinion because I can't think. That's such a generic question, so I can't really think of one.
Yeah, people say bicep training is boring because you just flex that elbow, but isn't tricep training just extending that elbow?
That's what I'm saying. When people go, "Oh yeah, bicep training is boring," it's like, what do you do for your quad? You extend it. Like, well, obviously there's other stuff that you can do, like with like glute. There's other functions, but like with, that's what you want. That's what you do. But what's the cool thing? Look in the mirror while you do it. That's the cool thing. I'm joking. If I had big arms, yeah, that would be pretty fucking cool. I'll just wear an arm blaster so it looks like I've got big arms because they're definitely.
Oh, okay. I thought one. Okay.
I was think
until you Gym like hit, like the stuff you bring in your gym bag is so fucking overrated.
Yeah, I agree. It depends how shit the
Cuffs,
gym is, though.
belts,
Depends how shit the gym.
yeah. But it should never be a limiting factor for you not having a good session. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
shouldn't go to the gym and be like, "Fuck, I forgot my figure of eight straps. That means I can't hinge today." Like you should never go
oh,
through your
oh,
brain. It's there to aid, but not replace. Like
I
it's
agree.
going to help you, but it doesn't mean that you should just rely on it and be like, if I don't have it, I can't train, or I'm not going to do that exercise. Just fucking do it. Like grow up.
Do it. Yeah, it's mad. Like I remember when I was fucking. It's like the amount of people that overthink stuff in training anyway is crazy. Like I remember some of the best sessions of my life were in my garage, fucking with no straps, nothing like that, fucking moving like a little barbell around. That was some of the best times ever. And it's just that's not, it's not even it's controversial nowadays because people say because people are so like fucking science based and they care about every single minute detail. Enjoyment will always be the number one factor when it comes to hypertrophy, or the number one driver when it comes to hypertrophy. I do not care what anyone says. If you enjoy it, you're going to do it more often, you're going to do it better, and you're going to enjoy, and you're actually going to enjoy progressing that movement, which is good, which is obviously going to increase neural drive, bro. But anyway, that's my controversial. It shouldn't be controversial. It's a fucking obvious one, but it is nowadays. Fucking, I sound like an old head. Shall I just go into the gym and start ragging people's form and just give them horrible advice?
Bro, you look like you're not enjoying that enough.
Mate, you're not smiling on the RDL. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah. Don't forget to smile.
God's sake. Right. I've got a question.
No,
I've got a question.
Okay, you go. We'll go one each.
I'm not saying fucking Finn's question. So we've got one from Aaron, which will be good. Goals this year, if you care to share. What a guy. What are your goals this year? It's pretty obvious to talk. We've talked about prep, but other than prep as well, what are your goals?
So I want to be in a position financially where I can go fully remote with the business. Actually, I take that back. I'm really enjoying clinic at the moment. I only do like 1 or 2 days in clinic, and I really enjoy the in-person stuff. I think it's just before I was doing it quite frequently, so I was burnt out from it. But it's a very nice change compared to sitting behind the desk all the time. So I like just dipping my toes into both, and also clinic is a more stable income than coaching is, and so it gives me a bit of a safety net there. But I want to get into a position where if I wanted to go fully remote, I could. I don't have to.
I'm gonna be a bitch now, just because it would be a cool clip to do. If I was to ask you, when would you be able to go fully remote, or when you can be like, right, I could probably do this by then. It's just gonna be a cool clip that we could do if you fucking do it. If you announce that you go fully remote or fully online coaching. When would you think?
I know all the I know Big Jack, Business Mentor Jack, will kill me for saying this.
Yeah,
but I think me competing will do well for my business.
It will. It just will.
So, yeah, I think it will do well for traction. So I'm gonna say December, because I think when I finish competing, I've competed in a couple shows, etc. I think I'll get a lot of eyes on my page, and that will help me.
I agree. I think that's a very, very good timeline, mate. I think that's great. I think you'd be making more than you think by December as well.
Yeah, we just got to keep up the momentum. But what about you?
What about my goals for this year? Go fully online. That's one of them. I'm confident I can do that, which is crazy. I wouldn't even think that it's fucking mental to think about. I was thinking the other day, I remember like when I started coaching, I was like, this is going to be such a side thing. I'm probably going to give it up after a fucking couple months. And then I just started getting addicted to seeing people progress. And then that just carried me through so much. And like, it's kind of cool to think back on. I know when I do go fully online, it's going to be so cool to remember all the times where I wanted to quit, because if you ask any online coach, there will be times. It's a harder job than people think. That's why we're all miserable. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I'd love to do that this year. I'd love to finally look at a rear shot and go, wow, my lats actually look good. And that would be cool. I'd love to have at least, I know it's a weird one, but at least have like 4 modules on the posing education for Archer Academy. That would be cool. Ramp them up. And then maybe get some placings for posing clients. That would be cool. I'd love that. Aaron and Neo, big. I've got high hopes for them. They're already progressing really, really well. I mean, Neo did like 1 posing check-in and he sent over a side shot. He was like, what have you done to my chest? It's mental. I wish I could get it up if I wanted to, but it's mental. They're progressing at such a crazy rate, which just shows the caliber of athletes that Jack brings in. So it's going to be fucking cool.
It's on the back of what you just said. It is really fucking cool how much of a difference posing can make. Me and Butch were doing a posing call, and he gave me a cue specifically to switch my quads on, which really worked, like really, really worked.
Yeah.
And we were laughing about it. We were like, "Oh yeah, Jack's gonna bump my food up now." And the next check-in shot, I actually switched my quads on, and he's like, "Oh fuck, yeah, more food." Like go into the off season.
What was the cue? Just in case someone wants to.
So I was focusing too much about screwing my feet into the ground and externally rotating, whereas what he told me to do was pushing my toes forward.
Yeah, nice.
Almost like as if I was doing a leg extension. And as soon as I did that, it switched my quads on. And to flip that, we did that for my posterior to switch my hamstring on. And it was immediate as well. It was just, it's so fucking simple. But when you actually put it into practice, you're like, oh, that's what it feels like.
It's mad because posing calls feel like the most unprofessional and professional thing on earth sometimes. They really, really do. You can go from like, you know, just trying to figure things out and someone could just give up. They actually could. They could get fucking fed up with it because they're in like an realistically, they're stood in front of their underwear in front of another man. Realistically, that's what's going on here. So it's quite a vulnerable position. And, you know, people can get, quite frustrated with themselves sometimes. But once you get that pose and you're like, shit, mate, that looks good. And then you show them the before and after and like, what the fuck did you do to me? It's such a fucking good feeling. It's so good. We had a very similar thing with Aaron the other week, trying to get his lats out. And he hit a front lat and mate, he's fucking beautiful. Brought a tear to my eye. No, it didn't, but like, we'll say it did for dramatic effect. But yeah, I love how like popular posing is starting to become, because it does need to be popular because it's fucking important. I'll be looking forward. I think the standard of posing this year is going to be fucking good. I actually think it's going to be very, very good. I actually think it's going to be way better at natty shows than it is going to be assisted again as well, because there's so many assisted guys with fucking massive egos being like, oh, I'm doing all this hard work. I don't really need to fucking pose. I'll just fucking do this on stage. Why not? The boxer front double bar, that'll be fine. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we said our question this year. Go on.
I've got a good one. So, what do you wish you realized earlier in the gym?
What do I wish I realized earlier in the gym? Oh, that's a good one. What muscle actions, what actions muscles actually do, and how that looks, and how that looks when you train. I think the most underrated thing is actually just being able to understand where that muscle actually needs to move. I say muscle, where your actual limbs need to move. The amount of people that like think they're doing a chest press, but in reality they're doing a tricep press is absolutely mad, and shit like that. I know it's such a basic one. It's such a basic one. Like especially back training, that's where I see it the most. Where someone's like doing a lat row and they bring their elbow past their torso. It's like all your arm wants to do there, or all your lat wants to do there is do this as it comes around and pin it to your side. So it's mad. It's mad to see it. But yeah, that's my one. What about you?
You can only train as hard as what you can recover from.
I like it. Yeah. That's
so if you wanna put on muscle, chances are it's probably not your training that's the issue or holding you back. It's probably your recovery.
If you're fairly advanced, that's the caveat, because chances are your training is shit as you're young or not young nowadays. Oh mate, some of the fucking horrendous RDLs. Every single time I open the app, I
God.
see some fucking horrendous RDL and barbell row. That makes me sound so critical. Well, my job is to be critical of these things. But I promise I'm not going on some young guys, TikTok and going, that's a shit barbell row, guys. What are you doing? But like, it's the ones where they're like, it's the ones where they're like, no. It's the ones where they're like, oh, fucking great set today. And they've just fucking obliterated their fucking, they're doing like 3 sets of Kim Kardashian twerks. Like, what is going on? It's mad. It's mad.
Oh, we sent it to the chat, don't I?
Yeah.
Some like 13-year-old doing an RDL, and it's the most horrible thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I think I post about this all the time, talking about how spinal flexion is not the enemy. But I think people take it too literally to be like, yeah, that means you can lift like a fishing rod. Like, I think there's a certain element of like, don't actively think about your spine being straight. But if you take a video at your spine and it's completely bent over, you should probably address.
Yeah.
I think there's a fine line. Like, it's like you, for example, with cues and then over cueing, you tell someone, oh, externally rotate your feet, and suddenly they look like a duck, right? They overdo it. It's the same process here. So spinal flexion isn't bad, but that much spinal flexion is pretty bad. It's like, I don't know, if someone's doing a lat pull down with a shit ton of weight and their arm is like behind their head like this, it's like, that's probably not the best idea, even though you got more range of motion, bro. Like, it's, you know what I mean? From an injury perspective, it's a bit silly.
Yeah. I agree. That's pretty fucking good. Right. Have you got another question?
I do. Favorite meal prep hack?
Favorite meal prep hack?
Just fucking do it.
Oh yeah, actually, one thing that I guarantee about 70% of the people on this podcast do right now is cook every single meal for the next 2 to 3 days or 3 to 4 at the same time. Don't do that. Just fucking you're making the task seem so massive. Like, if you've got the time, great. But if you complain about meal prepping taking so long, make one meal. It takes so much less time. Because I know it's like if you do, like, it's kind of the same as like if you do, a full body session. It takes fucking forever. You do it once, you get it out the way, right? You get it done. But there's a reason why we split it up across the week, and we see why pro bodybuilders don't often use 3 times a week frequency. They use more than that. It's the exact same thing with meal prepping. Like, if you think their fucking task is going to be so massively overstimulating, because it is an overstimulating task. Cooking is the most overstimulating task in the entirety of my life. Fucking hate it. But I'll just break it down. If I've got 4 meals to cook, I'll just do 2 of them on a Monday, 2 of them on a Tuesday. Like, say if it's like a beef and chicken meal, and then my cream of rice and whatever meal. Not that I meal prep my cream of rice ahead. That's a bit fucking weird. But yeah. Anyway, does that make sense? Like, I think too many people like they try and make it into this one massive thing, and they're like, oh my god, I don't have time to meal prep. Yes, you do. Like, if you've got chicken and rice to meal prep, which most people do, fucking hell, if you have a rice cooker, it's even fucking easier. But you just need to boil some fucking rice and cook some chicken. How long do them individual tasks take? Not long. You're just making it seem long in your head. It pisses me off so much. I'm sorry.
It's like Aaron on Sundays when he posts a picture of like 20 fucking meal preps.
Yes, but that's all right because he has the time to do that and he prefers that and he doesn't complain about that. But I've seen people complain. They're like, "Oh, I wish I didn't have to cook this many meals." It's like, you don't, you fucking idiot. But anyway, I think as I do longer in coaching, I'm becoming more intolerant. I'm becoming more intolerant to stupid people online. Not people who want help, but stupid people online who don't want help, who think they're doing everything right. But yeah, I am becoming more opinionated as well. But I've always been fairly opinionated, to be fair. So
I'm going to go with something that took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to realize is just make your meals taste nice. And I'm actually going to one-up that and use making your food taste nice as a tool depending on the phase that you are in. For example, if you're in a gaining phase, don't make your food taste like shit because it's just going to make you dread eating it more. When you're in prep, my hunger right now is unbelievably high. I don't season my food, nor do I eat it with any sauce. Why? Because I don't need to. I chow it down regardless. I'm already hungry enough. If I went and made my food taste really, really nice, what happens? I eat it anyway, which I know I would have, but then I might get cravings because I'm like, oh fuck, that tasted so good. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth now. You know, ghrelin got spiked, for example, your hunger hormone, etc. Make your food taste only as nice as you need to. In a cut, you can make it taste quote unquote a bit shit because you're probably going to be hungry and you're going to eat it anyway. Whereas in a gaining phase, you best believe you're moving like fucking a gourmet chef, like fucking Gordon Ramsay, making that shit taste good because you're having a lot of it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, people get so lazy in off season. They're like, "Oh, why is my hunger not there, bro?" I mean, you're eating fucking slop that people have in prison. Like, fucking
Microwave veg.
Oh, mate. You know what? No, you know what? What is my biggest fucking pet peeve? And it's gonna get so many people out here, and they're probably gonna get offended. Fucking microwavable rice. And if you have it and complain about volume, I'm gonna fucking smack you around the head. Mate, no, you don't complain about volume. If you complain about volume, you're like, oh, mate, I'm having microwavable rice in a diet, and you complain about volume. Go and fucking have cooked rice, and I guarantee if you weigh out, you know, the kind of same macros of them each, fucking the other one's gonna be about 1.5 times the volume. It's mad. It's mad how much the difference is, and it also tastes good. But anyway, sorry, I'm annoyed tonight. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I've hit some men's physique poses today, and I'm getting angsty about it. I'm embarrassed. That's what it is.
I can see it's given. I can feel it. Okay, I've got one more non-sexual question. The others are a bit too vulgar to put up on there.
So,
but what do you love the most about prep? So, have you been in prep before? You were in prep last year.
I was in prep, yeah.
Yeah. What did you enjoy the most about that prep?
It's gonna sound so cringe, but I was younger, so it's gonna sound really cringe. But I enjoyed going to the gym and feeling like a fucking main character. And I know that sounds so stupid, but I enjoyed because them hours of the day meant so much to me. Not that they don't mean so much to me now, or if I was to do prep now, but I used to be like uni. I was in a new relationship, which is also like a fucking new a full-time job at the start. Seeing if my girlfriend was looking there. But yeah, and I had a job. Like I was pretty fucking busy, to be fair, and I didn't have the time management skills I had now, so I was even busier because I couldn't set that time aside for me because I didn't have that skill. So them 2 hours of the day, mate, I felt like a fucking weapon. Not that I was that strong or anything like that. It just felt good. It felt good to like kind of get out, take the post-workout photos and be like, oh fuck, I'm getting leaner. And I've never been that lean before. We kind of came down. We weren't actually going to do a prep. We didn't decide to do the prep. I was like halfway through the diet and I was like, oh shit, I kind of like this bodybuilding thing. Should we just turn it into a prep? And he was like, great. So I'd come down from like what I like to call fatty matty when I was like 95 kg, big chunky boy. And then I went down to like fucking like 60 something. So I lost quite a lot of weight and I was like, oh shit, you know, I'm not looking too bad. So yeah, that's what I enjoyed the most. What about you? Not that you've had a fucking enjoy. No, you know what you enjoy? Eating fucking muffins in the car park. That's your favorite bit of prep.
Fucking hate prep. No, I'm joking.
The fact you get too lean too fast.
I think seeing differences between how I prepped last time and how I prepped this time, and being interested to see what prep looks like in the future. There is a certain element of like the bigger and more experienced you are, the easier it is to prep, simply because if you have more muscle, it's going to take more food to sustain that, and you also weigh more. So your daily expenditure is going to be higher because it takes more calories in order to move a bigger body. So my first prep was a complete shit show. And I've kind of attributed that. I'm expecting this prep to be similar, but I'm interested to see the differences from the first and second prep, how I tackle it mentally and physically, and the changes. I think it ultimately stems down to like my love for bodybuilding comes from having a progressive mindset. I like to see things progress over an extended period of time. and that very much goes into prep. But like, I want to see an outline of like prep 1, prep 2, prep 3, prep 4, and see how my body has changed, the process has changed, what we did differently over a long period of time. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty fucking good answer, to be honest. I could have answered that better than myself. So yeah, mate, it's gonna be a good ride this year. I think it's gonna be seeing Jack on stage is gonna be the highlight of my fucking year so far. Then you, well, Aaron, you and
then all of us, all of us.
Oh,
Aaron,
Neo, yeah,
me and Neo at the same show is gonna be fucking sick.
Mate. Can you imagine us walking around in the Archer Academy merch? It's gonna be mate.
I really want me, as cunnish as this sounds, I really want me and Neo to stand next to each other for the overall. I think that would be really sick.
No, you need to like do some poses together and like, you know, hit a fucking most muscular looking at each other, as cringe as that is. It would be cool. And then just kiss on stage.
In the pose down. I just like lift him up and he does like a lap.
I've got a question. I've got one question that's non-sexual. From I don't know if you know this guy, because it sounds like the question he's asked, it sounds like he knows you. He's called like aman.r1234. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool. He said, doing a degree in physio at the moment. How's masters in physio compared to degree? Have you done that? I actually don't know.
How's a
master's? Yeah, compared to a degree. I don't know if you know. I'm just asking.
I had an integrated master's, so it's difficult for me to say.
What does an integrated master's look like? I actually don't.
It means I didn't have a choice. I had to do a master's.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, it was integrated, so it was a 4-year course. There was no like option to do 3 years and then an additional.
Oh
master's.
shit! Well, sorry, man. That was a bit of a shit answer to your question. Then I would presume. But I can get this. It's harder. Bang.
Yeah, 100%. I think the main differences would be experience in clinic. So you'd be in clinic, getting clinical hours, actually treating patients, and your exams would most likely go less so from being internal with actual lecturers and more so to being external with patients and those lecturers observing you. So they try and do more hands-on, real life application, basically, rather than internal exams. It's hard for me to say because I'm not a physio, I'm an osteo. Similar but different. But we didn't have any written exams after the second year. It was all practical exams. So I'm assuming it'll be mostly practical exams in a master's as well. And obviously dissertation. That would be a big one.
Class. Sounds good. So wait, I only have sexual questions left now, so I can't actually say these because they're pretty bad. So I can wrap. Well, how long's that been? Like 40 something minutes, 50 something minutes, probably 40.
Yeah, 40 something minutes.
Good. We'll leave it there. We can film. Oh, it'd be so good if Jack. Well, it wouldn't be so good, but if Jack wasn't, going to be like 2 days out or 1 day out on Friday. We could do like a fucking in-person pod. That would go crazy. But we'll do that. We'll do that another time. We should actually do that.
Show him your glutes, bro. Turn around.
Get him up. Fuck's sake, mate. I saw him unironically. I remember seeing his. This is such a fucking mad thing to say. I hope no one walks past. But I remember seeing his glutes in person at Tom's meetup, and he literally bent down to pick something up, and his glutes just literally rippled down his leg, and I was like, I have never seen that before. Like, I'm used to seeing that, and it like disgusted me. So you know that he's fucking lean, doing that. I'm used to seeing his ass, mate. I look at it all the time. That's
if your physique has the capabilities of disgusting a bodybuilder, not a normal person, a bodybuilder, you are really lean.
Mate, he's so much leaner than he thinks. And I guarantee he looks at his like fasted photos, he's like, oh, I'm fat, but he's not. If he's fat, I am literally the size of Jupiter. So we will see. Everything will be revealed in, what is it, 1 or 2 weeks now? Is it 2 weeks? No, it's next week, isn't it?
It's next week. It's next Saturday.
Oh my god, it's next Saturday, Camille. All right. We'll end it
Stay
there.
tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned.
If you want coaching, don't go to Matty. He's small. No, I'm joking.
Fuck off. Right.
Go to Matty because he's opinionated and he really cares. Matt_Archer Academy. If you're injured and you need someone to touch you up, come in on the Archer Academy.
I can also do that. I just can't help. I can just touch you up.
If you want to look at striking glutes when he picks something up on the floor, Jack on the Archer Academy. He is also the unks. So yeah, shout him. And if you want any supplements, Jarcher 10. Is it Jarcher 10 or is it Archer 10?
I think it's Archer 10. It's not Jizzle 10. It's not whatever. I don't know what we call it. It is Archer 10. It's Archer 10.
Archer 10 and Conti Sports. There we go.
There you go. Bro's got the fucking plugs in. He got the
Bro's been media trade.
Bro has been media trade. Okay, anyway. Later, people. We will see you. I don't know. Are we doing one next week? I can do one next week.
I can do one next week. I'm free, baby girl.
Oh, let's go. Wait, I didn't press stop.